Hi, so we're Chicago. Our product is called the Watchdog. Also, one of our team members withdrew from the course like 2 days ago, so I'll be presenting her part of this. So what is Watchdog? It's a smartwatch designed for senior citizens in particular. And so the first thing it does is have alerts and reminders, so for things like take your medicine, stuff like that they might be forgetting, which is helpful too for patients who might have Alzheimer's or something like that. It also syncs with families, so families have the option to program alerts and reminders into the watch to make it work for the family as well as for the patient or the user. It also has a panic button similar to Life Alert, but it's built into the watch. So that helps them, and it's a simplistic interface, something that's easy for them to use, has buttons that make sense, a very, very simple touchscreen, as well as a circular design for that classic feel. And it also has a lost and found feature, which in the house there'll be cameras like around the room, and it has the objects programmed into the device. And so if they lose their keys or something and need to find them, they can find it through the watch. And if they have a caregiver, if they have Alzheimer's or something, that they can help them with that as well.
So since Watchdog is uniquely designed for senior citizens with diseases, it's a real differentiator from other smartwatches in the market. Our team is working on bringing together new and existing functions and features in one device, which aims to help the company fill the market gap and generate and increase the revenue. We'll strive to achieve this by making the design affordable to as many users as possible. So we would like to have users with either a high or relative low income be able to experience the design and make their lives easier. More importantly, while maintaining a fair price, Watchdog strives to ensure good quality. Our design team tries to segment the features that will most closely meet user needs and their affordability. This will overall make it possible to sell the watch with a variety of features and to a variety of people, thus increasing our revenue.
Sorry. So innovation to renovate. So we have the walkie-talkie feature, which works with the family members, so they can communicate with them, and they'll have their family contacts in their phone, which is really important, as I mentioned, for keeping in contact with the family. It also, as I said, easy to access reminders for alarms as well as medical assistance. And again, so patients with Alzheimer's and dementia, this is really, really important because it increases their quality of life dramatically, because they're able to not only communicate with their family and caregivers, but remember things they wouldn't be able to otherwise. And so something that can be really frustrating is not knowing who people are, and this watch is going to be able to take care of that for them, as well as forgetting where things are. And so that will help them as well. So length of time horizon. So our investor really wants us to roll this out as quickly as possible, and so we want to do just that. We're willing to cut a couple features if need be to be able to get this out on the market, one of those being the lost and found feature, because it is a big feature to do, and instead we would do something smaller with a list of photos of the items and where they're normally kept, because that's easier to integrate into the watch without doing the whole in-house system. And so we're hoping to have this available by the spring season with weather-specific reminders. If there's a snowstorm coming, it can let them know via the watch. And lastly, we want to stick to simplicity and efficiency. We want to make sure the watch looks good and is stylish and works very well. We'd rather have a watch that works really well than one that has a lot of features. So we want to make sure that it is as crisp and easy to use as possible.
Okay, so the problem we are looking to solve with this product is basically a hole in the watch market for creating a smartwatch completely suited to elderly people's needs and their technical knowledge. So we want to make sure that the watch is, bottom line, not intimidating. It'll feel similar enough to a watch that they're familiar with, and it won't feel like a huge gadget on their wrist. And if you have seen your grandparents interact with technology, you know that before they even start pushing buttons or using a touch screen, they're usually intimidated by the display and don't really know where to start. So we want to make it essentially as foolproof as possible, and so that they can trust it at first glance. For the touch screen, we want to make sure that the font is large and easy to read, and there will be physical buttons on the side for the most essential features of the watch, so that there's no way that you can miss them.
1 minute.
So In terms of willingness to invest, Watchdog will be an experiment to test the market. Will heavily depend on investment, and our team sincerely hopes for an adequate amount of financial funding and resources to help with the development phase. And in order to meet our investor expectations, we'll make sure the features are user-friendly for both elders and caregivers in terms of functionality and aesthetic appearance. Since Watchdog is all about simplicity, along the way, we'll be working with stakeholders to make trade-offs in terms of finalizing the plan within a target budget.
We think that there will be few risk factors since smartwatches are already a well-developed market. With the design, it would just be buttons versus touchscreen, definitely running a focus group in our target age range of customers to see how they interact with one or both of them combined. With cybersecurity, with the app and the lost item box, since seniors are definitely prone to hackers, especially trademark infringement on the design is pretty straightforward, and then customer trust.
Stop right there. Thank you very much. That was a great job, actually. Very good. All right, let's see. Stockholm.
It's on Google Slides, so
You can close that window and open up. You'll see the folder with your link in there. Oh yeah, actually, I thought nothing. It was fine. I didn't see. Okay, is it good? Is anyone else with you?
no, just me.
Okay, no. Let's see, hold on just a sec, and take it away.
All right, so hi, I'm Alexis Ross, team lead for Team Stockholm. This is a presentation for our product, the eye mask. So a quick summary of the product. It is essentially a high-end air filtration headgear. Think like a mouth face mask crossed with a space helmet, allowing you to have more advanced control of filtration in extreme weather, also allowing you personal comforts like personal speakers, a microphone, and an aromatherapy setup. And a user interface to allow you to control and adjust the care inside of the eye mask. We have a revenue-focused product because it is a first-generation design with no real competitors. In order to maximize that revenue, we're going to be focusing on choosing an appropriate amount of features for the product based on the inventor's many, many ideas. So this is a first-generation project, as I just said. There is a big innovation desire for this product. We're going to be targeting high-end users with lots of disposable income, which will allow us to make a product that meets a lot of different needs at a very high quality. It is more than just an air mask. As I mentioned, it incorporates comfort and personal care features, which is something that no other simple safety filtration mask has ever done before. So since this is a first generation product with no competition, we're not really incentivized to rush to the market. We're going to ensure with higher priority that we're making a complete and appropriate and awesome product. That being said, we are going to set a goal for February of 2019, giving us 1 year so that we have a goal which will allow us to maintain project efficiency and know that we're working towards a deadline. But the priority is the product, not the goal. So there are about three problems that we're looking at right now with this product. First, the feature set. The inventor had many, many ideas and wasn't sure which ones would be appropriate. As a design team, we are going to be focusing on which features and how many total features are we going to be including in the product. We also have questions about the digital user interface. Should it use a phone? Should it use face gestures? Should it use voice control? All of these things are options we need to explore, and we need to investigate the best way to design the exterior of the helmet so that it looks like something you could wear and not be completely out of place or uncomfortable, because it's not going to be a product that people will want once it is put out to market if it looks super out there and uncomfortable. So a large budget will be necessary to develop this product since it's going to use a lot of proprietary technology and high quality equipment. But given the high-end user market we're targeting, we can afford this. The product is a revenue generator. So we are going to be focusing on heavily polluted cities, an area where these masks could be very, very useful. As such, we are going to be investing primarily into the air filter design, which needs to be efficient and proficient. That is, it needs to be efficient and light and simple, but also proficient, needs to be more than good enough to compensate for even some of the smoggiest cities in the world. The bill of materials will be large in number as such. The primary risk factor we're looking at for this design is a lack of supporting engineers to contribute to the product. More engineers, more inventors would allow us more ideas on how to tackle the problems I mentioned earlier. As such, with only one inventor and our design team, we are somewhat limited in what we can come up with. The other risk is going to be striking a balance between a reasonable time frame and necessary features. As I mentioned earlier, we are focusing on the product, not the goal, but getting this product to market in a reasonable time frame is very important nonetheless.
All right, thank you very much. That was great. Good job. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, hit it.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Shanghai, and I am the team lead, Si Yitang. To begin with, I want to introduce our members to you guys. This is our industrial designer, Hou Yao Li, visual designer, Qi Shen, and interactive designer, Xin Yichen. The product that we are bringing to you is called Air Pillow. First, I'm going to give you an overview of our product. Basically, it is a headgear with a technology center inside it, which could be attached to the seats on planes. And the aim of our design is to improve passengers' experience during the flight. We are targeting at the airline market so as we can sell it to the biggest airlines to make it be used in different classes.
So our design will be revenue focused because nowadays the plane has become people's first choice of long distance travel, and many people complain about the jet lag and the exhausting experience in the air. So there's a huge blank space of the enhancement of the experience in air, and we can bring great satisfaction if we fill this gap. Ideally, there are two parts of the product we are going to focus at is the outside structure and interior structure, which is cushions and support pads and the technology center. And we are going to focus more on the technology center because that's what makes our product unique in the market. So the design is a renovation of the traditional pillow on the airplane seat. So the innovative features of our pillows are first, in the outside structure, we have flexible in shape to support all kinds of head position, and it can be attached to various plane seats. And we are going to invest on simple control interface. And for the inside structure, which is the technology center, we are going to build sensors with auto adjustment system and headset, air filtration devices, and temperature controller.
That really doesn't speak to desire to innovate. That's just basically the planned product. I don't know if maybe later you'll talk about the desire to innovate in a little more detail, but just keep in mind, I mean, and also for everyone else's reference, that that is pretty much the understanding the problem before you try to solve it kind of slide right there. Okay?
Okay, so we prefer a longer time for our design process for two reasons. Firstly, there's no need for us to rush in the market because the product doesn't have any competitors. And secondly, we need to put in more effort to make our product accepted by society. We need more time to optimize the appearance and the usability of it to make it both attractive and loyal to its users.
Actually, I mean, you're just making up stuff there. In terms of the timeline, basically, are you marching towards a specific goal, like to do it quickly or to take your time? I'm not sure if I heard that as part of that. I mean, I'll look into the documentation, but the design process for something like that, 1 to 2 years, honestly, I mean, you don't really know that. Okay?
And for the next part, we found 3 problems. The first one is about the control interface. Where should we put the interface and how can our users control it? The external and the internal interfaces are very different in their technical requirements, and we have to make a choice. The second one is how to better connect the pillow with the airline headrest. If we want our pillow to be helmet-shaped, we may need to hollow out the center of the headrest to make them better connected. But we also need to consider the budget for doing so. And the last one is about the application. We need to decide whether our air pillow is used for airplane exclusively or for a wider environment in the future.
And we are not shy to talk about the investments we really need, and we really need people. First, we need a couple of engineers, and as we mentioned before, the technological center is the most attractive point that we product have. So we really need a group of professional engineers to help us better build this technological center. And second, we need a couple of designers to make our products beautiful in shape and attractive, and that will make our users want to buy our products. And the third one is a couple of pillow experiencers, because they can tell us what we can improve in the future about our product. And last but not least, and I think these are the most important factors that we really need to care about, is the risk factors. The first one is the leakage of electricity, because it can do harm to our users, and this damage can entirely destroy our product. And the second is because of the expansion of time period.
Okay, thanks. Thank you very much. Well, out of time. Good job. Okay. Next. Okay, we need to start in 3 minutes. So, we should be able to. Actually, I think I kind of agreed on that one, so all right, good work.
So I'm Susanna.
Okay, pick up the mic again for the recording, please. Thank
So
you.
we are Team Rome, and our product is the Smart Bookshelf. For the main functions and general description, we have the product serves 3 functions. The first is it's pretty straightforward, is to physically store the books. The second is to digitally store and track the list of books. And lastly, to check and provide the availability or information of a certain book digitally, depending on the descriptions of the book inputted or its physical form. The 2 main components of the Smart Bookshelf is the physical structure, which will look very similar to that of a traditional bookshelf, but will be made of either wood or metal for a more modern look. And then we have the electrical components, including the things like wiring, databases, lights, and the interface.
Now, please allow me to introduce you the accomplishments of the main functions. The first main function is its design practicality. The Smart Bookshelf is mainly composed of wood and metal for its overall appearance.
Stop. You haven't designed it yet, so you can't say how it's designed.
Okay. So the second main function is its interface. There will be two ways to interact with the smart bookshelf through.
Don't know that.
The main function that would make the searching book function work is its color sensing function. It will use color sensing to scan the book ridge, and when it finds a match, it will shed a light above it by LED lighting.
Bit of assumptions there, but okay.
How does the smart bookshelf accomplish the function mentioned before? Our team will design the searching system for digitally store the book information and the system to indicate the location of the book. Users also need to do some setup. First, to type the book name into the touching panel, and second, to input the picture of the book ridge. After
The idea of inputting it is right. How they do that is part of what you'll do later this semester.
Okay. After doing this, the smart bookshelf will find the book for you.
Our positioning for this product is a new product that would generate revenue. The smart bookshelf is not a cost saver, it is expensive, but it can largely improve the efficiency of finding a book, which creates a pleasing using experience. It will advance users' lifestyle to a more digital one. So overall, it is an expensive and innovative product that is aimed at high-end users. The smart bookshelf is an innovative design. It is a transition from traditional to digital lifestyle. It provides users with a brand new way of storing and finding books. At the same time, it also has many innovative features such as voice and color recognition, its storing and tracking ability, and its scanning function. Overall speaking, the smart bookshelf is an innovative product that helps customers to have an electronic and digital lifestyle.
Since the smart bookshelf is directly highlight the location of the book, it requires the technology like touching panel, voice control, and the searching system. To avoid this outdated or quality problem, our design team should put a lot of time to test this over and over again. At the same time, we improve the external look and features of smart bookshelf to make it place-saving and suitable for every decoration style. Also, we need relatively long time to put this product into the market because this product is really large piece with a lot of technologies. So it's really time consuming. And the problem we need to come through, the first one is how people interact with the smart bookshelf. The first one is the voice control. It's a primary way to directly say to the bookshelf, and the bookshelf will find the book for you. And the second is the typing system, because some book name is really hard to pronounce. And when users arrange book or want to buy some new book, they come to the third way. Now
the key thing though is that these are all possible problems that you will have to explore. So this is great that these are all problems.
Yeah.
But specifically, you don't know the answers yet, like which is primary, which is another one, or maybe another one.
We are deciding the interaction ways are necessary or not.
Yep.
And it can help, the survey can help users to show the map of all books.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. We're all set here. Thank you. Good job. Okay. So, oh yeah, this is. Is it connected?
It is, yes. Oh, there we go.
Very good.
Hello, everyone. My name's Allie. I'm Vanessa. Hi. You can go to the next slide. So we're designing interactive park benches, and we'll start with a desire to innovate. So these benches wouldn't be so much an innovation as a renovation of current bench designs. They would eliminate current problems such as discomfort due to extreme temperature by either being heating or self-cooling, depending on the outdoor temperature, or having a space for nighttime loitering. These benches would ideally fold up at night, so there wouldn't be any unwanted guests at that time. It would combine features that are already in the market. So for example, having a public Wi-Fi hotspot, one of the desired features, has already been marketed before, as has shape-changing furniture. None of these things are new. The real innovation would be combining these pre-existing features into one single public amenity. So the main source of revenue that would come from these benches would come from cities and campuses that would purchase them, either for their aesthetic or for their practical use. Additional profit could be gained from ads sent through the Wi-Fi server if we did include a public Wi-Fi hotspot, and that ad revenue could either go towards the client or towards bench maintenance.
So, as of right now, we have a projected outlook of the schedule so far of about 4.5 months, but this is highly subject to change depending on how the process works out. We've divided the schedule into 3 separate phases. So phase 1 of our schedule will be dedicated to designing of the physical product, including materials, folding mechanisms, features, and safety parameters. This includes drawing up a rough draft of the interactive bench and a prototype of the product that includes the folding mechanism that would be in play. From then on, we would move on to determining the working interface, as well as the interface of the premium features included in our benches. Our final phase of the project comprises of testing models, evaluating error reports, troubleshooting, and finally wrapping up the project to create a product that can be released into the market.
Okay. Is it important to go fast or take your time with these phases?
As of right now, it's not super important that we go fast because there's nothing that's been quite like this in the market so far. Of course, we want to put it out as soon as possible, but our utmost priority is the quality of the content and the bench itself.
Right.
So there's quite a few problems we would like to address. The goal of the interactive bench is meant to address several things that come with current models of benches while also integrating new benefits that users can utilize to increase their overall outdoor experiences. So the benches are meant to combat various weather conditions using thermoregulation technology to provide seating on hot days and directly after rain showers. It provides significantly more comfort than older bench models through customizable folding that molds the benches into different shapes and has pop-up features including parasols and desks too. This comfort is at no expense of encouraging loitering, however, as the contemporary design of the bench allows it to collapse at off hours, determined by the client. Safety parameters are planned to be incorporated to prevent any possible harm or any possible threat of harm from the constantly changing form of the bench that may incur. The benches are also a hub for connectivity, acting as a Wi-Fi hotspot for anyone nearby, which can be utilized for both sending information to and from a main server. And this could be beneficial for a client who wish to gather data about the people utilizing these services and in an efficient way to send out advertisements and PSAs. The interface of the park benches will be made to be intuitive and accessible such that anyone can use it also. So with any product comes the concern about going over the budget in the creation process. So we want to strike a good balance between utilizing the budget efficiently and integrating cohesive contents that we want to implement into the product. Essentially, while we do care about incorporating as much as we can if it well and having higher quality product, we don't want to needlessly waste money. With that in mind, we will also need an investment in resources in the form of engineers who we can closely work with to understand the parameters of the mechanical limitations of the interactive benches.
Just to be clear, I don't think the investor really is worried about busting the budget, or is he?
It's more just a matter of making sure we don't waste money needlessly, but...
Nobody cares.
Okay, all right, that works too. Okay.
We can work with that. So the primary risk factor is that there are currently a wide variety of features that are proposed to be included. But the thing is, in addition to figuring out how they'll function, we have to figure out which exact features we are going to include. Each feature must not only serve a purpose, but it must also harmonize with every other feature involved. This is an extra challenge that the design team has to figure out. So the stakeholders must be prepared to either extend the timeline or provide more resources.
We're out of time, but thank you very much. Good job. All right, Seattle. You know, the human brain doesn't start working until you're born. It doesn't stop until you give a presentation. Time kind of flies, doesn't it? Yeah.
Over here.
Hi, we're Team Seattle, and we are talking about the interior map application. So at its core, it is trying to provide up-to-date information on building interiors through interactive mapping software installed on touchscreen kiosks in central locations and available also as a mobile app. We hope to provide users with essential, accurate information about the physical properties and changes within a building in an efficient, real-time, and accessible manner. So our design team is excited to work on this project because we all have experience dealing with the problems that this is addressing. As university students, we all know the struggle of getting lost in complicated building complexes and not being able to find accurate maps of the buildings we need to navigate on a regular basis. It's especially evident around unfamiliar areas, like at the beginning of the semesters or for events. It's especially problematic for me with my mobility limitations, as many places are inaccessible to me, and I often don't have the physical ability to scope out every place or route ahead of time, nor should I have to. And other disabled friends have related concerns that we hope to address in this application. Our team's personal connection to the problem leaves us very motivated to design a product to fulfill these needs. It will be largely innovative versus renovative due to the current lack of similar products on the market, though aspects are modeled off of existing products, such as the physicality of mall map kiosks, the ability to click on a location to see more information on it, within a map, be routed to specific locations, and the use of crowdsourced data that you see on Google Maps and the Waze mobile app. But because our product combines all of these things for interior spaces and has additional features such as accessibility routes for those with travel restrictions and data provided for specific characteristics within buildings, it becomes entirely new, and we are talking about innovation as opposed to renovation. So an overview of what this is, the physical interface of the interior map application expands upon that used for mall map kiosks, but with software that not only provides more comprehensive mapping details, but also allows users to input and access in-depth real-time data about their physical surroundings. On map kiosks that are currently available, searching for locations and other data is often cumbersome and may lead to inaccurate or outdated results due to it not being updated regularly, and users are left without any help when they're not in the right physical location that these kiosks sparsely located are. Similar problems are true for simple printed maps that are pasted in building lobbies, especially in building complexes filled with a combination of old architecture and constant new additions. There are rarely reliable digital or hard copy maps available to help navigation within the buildings. By using constantly updated crowdsourced information and being available as a mobile app, the interior map application provides a solution to all of these problems. Because of its unique software, the application not only serves as a traditional map, but also is capable of displaying crowdsourced data such as room temperatures, general noise levels, area traffic, how to best get from one location to another, and how long it takes, and scheduled events to the location that you're in. This additionally allows for accessibility features like notating the functioning status of automatic doors and elevators, which rooms and walkways are wheelchair accessible, how acoustically friendly a place is to hearing aids, and any other information that users request. Because this information is crowdsourced, users are able to update it to reflect real-time conditions of the spaces they occupy and the needs that they have.
The interior map application is proposed for building complexes and universities where architecture is often old and confusing. Many of these buildings are not up to current accessibility standards and contain high levels of traffic by people who are unfamiliar with them. On university campuses, students and community members need to quickly find their way to unfamiliar rooms and unfamiliar buildings without access and accurate or detailed maps. So this product is like an easy solution to this problem. There are over 21,000 universities worldwide, not to mention other types of campuses with similar needs. So the target market for this product is huge. The investor wants to target this market because he thinks he can sell it to largest universities for which we can charge a premium for these features. So there's a huge profit opportunity in this market as well.
This product will require mostly innovative software development and maintenance, along with some industrial design and physical manufacturing of the map kiosk. The inventor is willing to do what it takes to make this product a reality, and so are we. The creation and finance of the interior map application will be based on the potential revenue gain by fulfilling an unmet need, not on the cost of production. All measures will be taken to make this application, meet the expectations of the investors and prospective users, and will not enter the market half-baked. Revenues can be generated from installing this product, and large universities will pay premiums for these features.
Okay, so for our timeline goal, our goal is to have everything ready by the spring semester of 2019, and therefore framework and engineering should be...
Thank you very much. We're out of time. Speaking of timeline, good job. Thank you. Okay, Cape Town.
No. Are you serious? I don't know how this works. Oh wait,
What are you doing?
Okay, got it.
You can just close those other. Oh. All right.
How do you open it?
All you sent was the PDF.
Hello, I'm Dominique Dorville, the team lead of the Cape Town team.
While she was talking, you might want to zoom that in so we can see it. Or yeah. Okay.
Hello, my name is Yiling.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hello, my name is Yiling. I'm the industrial designer.
Our product, Curl Temp, as represented by the Cape Town team members, is called Curl Temp. Oh, whoops. This name is temporary, as we hope when we move through the multiple stages of the design process, we will find a new name for our innovation.
Actually, you won't. That's the marketing people's job.
Oops. Oh, well. The product's purpose... The product's purpose for invention is to blow other hair health products out of the competition for curly and kinky hair types. And then like we have a cartoon that like shows like what they might be thinking, the user might be thinking while they're using the product. According to the letter from our investor, the limits for our innovations are invisible, economically and time-wise. We chose to generate revenue because we are creating a new product, and as of right now, this product does not exist. Our investors also feel like the product will be targeted to customers with a lot of money to waste, so we will work to design the Curl Temp as flashy and eye-catching to the rich as possible.
Here's my part. Sorry. for the desire to innovate, since Dominic has mentioned, our target market would be the high-end customers. So it's going to be very personalized. Basically, the product will enable the customers to register an account and customize the temperature level and learn about their porosity level through the user input. And the design will include very informing iconography and visually pleasing forms. So more specifically, there will be silicone button on the headset, but the remote control is recommended.
I don't know that yet, but okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, and next topic is length of time. Excuse me. So from the letter, we know that our stakeholders really want to get things right. So it's really whatever it takes to get the right design. And more specifically, I think the technical foundations are laid out according to the letter, because the design already takes form in a box and has a computer control. Our problem here is to have all these functions compacted into a visually pleasing form and reasonable size, ideally portable. Also, the multifunctionality of the product requires some trade-offs for us to really choose particular functions and also to let out other functions. Yes.
Understanding the problem. As a person with very curly hair texture, I've experienced hair health issues concerning maintaining the highest level of moisture for my hair. This inspired the innovation we are working to design, since we feel like other people with curly hair patterns may share the same problem. In the midst of our design process, we will research plenty to have numbers to back this product up.
The willingness to invest, the letter from the inventor and the stakeholder stresses that the money is not a problem. And also, since the product is really at the initial stage of the design, so the BOM, bill of materials, cannot be calculated yet. And since I'm very positive to the future of the product, although the cost is like very open and potentially it's very costly to produce it, but we aim at the high end. So as long as we match with the market, I think the investment will be very worthwhile. Sorry about that.
We're all set. Thank you very much. All right. Los Angeles. Listen. Yeah, just find the HDMI up there.
Hello everyone, my name is Yasin Khalid. LA team, they're sitting at the back. Our idea here is called Alert Me. Let me put you in my shoes real quick. I'm pretty sure every one of us have walked out of this bridge here off campus and wondered if anything dangerous might have happened to them. Obviously we have blue boxes around campuses and we have our phones, but at the same time, if I'm being attacked or I'm being robbed, then that would be a risk for me to pull out my phone or to call for any help. for, we have came up with this idea. It's called Alert Me. And with that, what it is mainly a wearable device that provides safety measures, just like the blue boxes. It provides direct communication with security services, with location features and notification of breaking news that are in the premises, so you stay safe. The focus on cost and revenue would be obviously to have a primary goal to not to profit, but to provide to as many students as possible. The emphasis on cost cutting is strong with our team. And we're trying to make it affordable yet feature-rich, as in it will have many features but still be affordable to most students. And every dollar would go to more functionality, usability. For the revenue, the device will obviously be a saleable product, and it will enhance profitability through user-friendliness and visual appeal. Our plans to renovate is to, obviously we all know that direct line to security services are not a new concept. We all have phones. There's technology that can allow us to do that. All we're trying to do is to improve accessibility of emergency phone lines, just like a portable blue box in other words. And we're adding functionality beyond just calling for help. For the time horizon, we are in a short time frame because if anyone wants to be safe and secure, you might as well do it now and not wait for any day. We're trying to get it to many students as soon as possible because it's a preventative measure. And we're looking at implementing on campuses as soon as possible. We are obviously solving an existing problem because the blue boxes are fixed outdoors. 1, 2, Alert Me is safety everywhere. 3, it's a discreet way of calling for help. Let's say if the product ends up being on a double tap on a watch, maybe that could work. And it's useful when it's off campus where there are no blue boxes. Investing in the solution, we're trying to make the product sellable, emphasis on product design, making it user-friendly, obviously affordable to low-income students, as mentioned before, while retaining value for high-income students, and we want to be humanitarian. The risks of this idea would be that the motion to activate Alert Me, let's say if I'm being robbed, I tap on my watch real quick, they might be alerted and it might accidentally trigger the emergency beacon without intentionally using it, and it could be unwidely due to size, weight, and peripheral parts. And the blue light might draw unnecessary attention. The overview is that we want to make this available to as many students as possible, and while whittling down ineffective features, focusing on features that actually work and matter the most, while keeping simplicity in UX with a sleek design, and every bit of resource goes into the functionality of the product, while the progress is dependent on how much aid would be received from the stakeholders. Thank you very much. This was Alert Me from LA team.
Very good, thank you. And I think this is the last one. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that. I'll figure it out later.
All right, so this is the Nutritional Screen.
If you would please pick up the mic. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
This is the Nutritional Screen. My name's Sean. I'm the industrial designer.
My name is Angela. I'm the visual designer.
And Kelly and David couldn't be here today. So with the Nutritional Screen, it's all about the user. Interactive through the touchscreen interface, the user will have the power to choose the constraints that he or she chooses. Getting a look at the food label of a specific food to highlighting certain foods based on dietary restrictions, shoppers of all age will find the Nutritional Screen beneficial to them. As I said, all shoppers will be able to benefit from the Nutritional Screen. With more experienced shoppers, finding the items they want based on dietary restrictions will become much quicker. With children, learning of foods that they can or can't have based on allergies will become much easier as they will learn through using the Nutritional Screen. In a broader Hence, we plan to implement the nutritional screen in grocery stores to begin, but could see it spreading to gas stations and superstores with their translucent refrigerator doors as well.
Costs will include product price itself. Those screens have to have been installed, but before installation, fees will also occur. Moreover, data, which will be provided by our nutritional screens, have to be collected and inputted in the operating system. This product does not require high-cost maintenance due to its simplicity of operation. Still, small costs like electricity, technical support will take place. For revenue, nutritional screens will add value for those customers who have allergies by improving their shopping experience crucially. In addition, people who are on precise diet because of any reason, including loss of weight, working out, vegetarianism, and etc. Also, this product will be a huge benefit for people who are very vigilant about what they eat and seek healthiest options possible. Moreover, this product can decrease electricity costs due to preventing customers from opening refrigerator doors, and therefore temperatures in them will not increase during the day.
Just so you know, you're kind of pitching it like marketing to customers, and we're not customers. I'm not a customer. I'm, basically you're presenting this to the people, the design, community, and the investor and the inventor. So we already know all this stuff. We were more interested about the cost to us and whether we're going to be generating revenue or saving money. That was actually the point of asking these questions. But he can move on now.
The nutritional screen will need a translucent glass touchscreen and a computer program for it to function. Multiple engineers will be needed to be given the task of constructing the nutritional screen. A visual designer, along with an industrial designer, will be needed to create a very usable and desirable screen through an efficient use of color, icons, and visual components.
Yeah, these are our costs, so this is the good stuff.
An interactive designer will be needed as well in order to clearly visualize a concrete design that will efficiently solve the solutions that the screen seeks to solve. There are obviously a couple of risk factors that must be addressed. Since the nutritional screen is heavily invested in the user, demographic calculations are prone to miscalculation. Some age groups may be more prone to allergies, and this must be researched before implementing in stores. An additional risk could be that with the large amount of data collected from demographics, constant updates and maintenance should be done to ensure maximum efficiency.
Not sure I understand that. I'll think about it later. Sorry.
According to the investor, the nutritional screen's potential market and margins can be very large if innovated and renovated very well. This product can be sold to large stores such as Wegmans or Tops and can be charged premium for these features. To side note, the investor said not to worry because whatever feature setup ends up needing to be, they will build it. To keep in mind, right now there's no competition, so when the product is 100% working, the product will be first in the market. As stated by the investor, there are no current competitors. However, to achieve the goal of a successful product, the nutritional screen will take a little longer to develop. We need to be careful not to rush it to the market because if the product is half-baked and people don't expect it to work, it will do more harm than good. In fact, it will just be better not to launch it at all. Since this product does not have to be used by the consumer for the holiday shopping season, there will be no demanding deadline.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Good job. Alrighty. And